loneliness isn't something that can keep you prisoner. Like, you feel that strength in alone. You're not afraid to be alone. You actually know you're not alone ultimately, right? Like, that's a big part of the spiritual path when we wake up and we realize that we're not alone. We've all come here with a divine purpose, traveling on a stream of cosmic dust from the stars into our mother's wombs, born into this precious life. It is no accident that you are here, my love, on earth, in this moment, in this body. You are here longing to find your place, to align with your purpose, to embody your passions and to live into the dreams of your heart. Yet so often we get caught, suspended in the tangle of life, not able to move forward, not able to find solace and comfort in a world that has forgotten the truth of our existence. As we begin to remember, as we peel back the layers, as we come together to uncover our unique gifts and reconnect with our authentic selves, we are able to see another way of being, a new possibility, a different life waiting to be lived. I have experienced on this complicated and wild journey of life that when we connect with the story of our soul, it will show us the magic of this life that we have been missing. It will open a window into the very heart of who we truly are, of who we came here to be, and gives us answers to our ever-asking why. Hello, beautiful souls. Thanks for being here for another one of our feature guest episodes. Oh, such a good one for you too. Amy had some really beautiful shifts on the call today, and we just really get to witness the power of showing up for ourselves and being willing to go deep into things and look at what we're making things mean, and then really loving ourselves through the whole process. And so I'm so excited to share Amy with you today. And Amy comes to us today on the other side of a journey with breast cancer, and she's doing great. Yet this experience changed her. She no longer fits in the life that she lived prior to this experience, this really big soul evolution for her. And she hasn't yet found her new tribe, her new place in the world. She's also feels this bigger calling is now coming forward inside her, and she's really pulling out of the physical world and is expanding into the spiritual world. And she's in the in-between. She no longer fits in the old life, and yet she hasn't fully created the new life yet. And so this journey is a really beautiful conversation about the difference between alone and lonely, and how bringing in support for moving through, right, the places that we feel alone, and then really weeding through the stories that want to tell us that we're lonely. And Amy has a really big shift in this place, and it just opens her up to be able to step forward so much more empowered, so much more in her own strength and truth and resilience and all the things that she's been cultivating inside her that were being hijacked by a story that she was so ready to be done with. And we also talk a lot about callings and how we, not just as our own individual selves, can be kind of in this place of fogginess, but also how we are in this place as a species, as humanity, right? We are so in the in-between of the old world crumbling and the new world forming. And what can happen for us on this journey is that we are given a piece of the map, and then we need to take action on that map. And then the next piece of the map drops in, and then we take action on that. It's like the future is being created moment by moment. And sometimes, right, we can want just the big idea to fall in, the whole map to be given to us at once. And yet that's not true and correct for us, because that could be overwhelming. So being given a piece of the map at a time feels much more manageable. We can do so much more with it. We can receive so much support, and we can create. We really can move along in a direction that is sustainable as we are crafting this new world that we're all living in. So as you're listening, feel into the places that you are maybe telling yourself that you're lonely or that you're alone, and yet you really are not. That there is so much love and support available to you. You're just maybe looking at through the wrong lens or have the wrong perspective on things. And then also, right, what pieces of the map are you receiving? What guidance, what wisdom is available now? Because we can be missing it if we're expecting this whole big thing to drop in. And it's really a beautiful practice to just be with what is here right now. What are you receiving? You are receiving signs, whispers, guidance, all the things. They are here now. So allow yourself to receive them. Tune into them and receive them now. Hi, Amy. Welcome to the podcast. How can I help you today?
Hi, thanks so much for having me. I'm very honored to be here and get to have a discussion with you today. I reached out because I'm a few years out of my journey with breast cancer. I'm on the other side of it now. I'm doing well, but the process really shook things up for me. And I find myself now not really fitting into the world and the life that I had before, and kind of feeling the sense of loss in friends and community, not really knowing what's there for me right now, feeling kind of like I've left a part of me behind. It feels relevant that I leave that part behind, but I'm also not sure which direction I'm heading, what I'm being called to do, what I'm being asked to do. It feels like I'm in kind of a very silent, I say dark, but it's not dark as in like scary, but it just feels kind of like a solemn, I'll use that word. It feels like a solemn place. And I do feel very confused about maybe where I'm being led, like what's next.
Thank you. So the image I see of you when you share is you're standing, you have this really giant light coming out of your third eye, and my third eye is, I feel the sensation in it. And you're looking down this big, giant corrugated pipe. Like you could walk through it. It's really big. And you're taking the light from your third eye and you're shining it down this tunnel. And the sensation that I get is that you're looking in the wrong place. Like there's this big, long, kind of dark tunnel, and you're trying to like shine the light in there, like, I think I can make it work. I think I could do this. Yet the deeper sensation in your soul is like this. I feel like I'm drawing back, like your soul is pulling you away from that direction and that tunnel. And it wants you to expand your view. You're caught in, it's like scarcity where this is the only way, when your soul is saying, no, 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 please, like just sit back a little bit. Let me show you that there's like all this other world that you're missing. So when I share that with you, what do you make of that?
I think some fear comes up in me because what I feel I'm experiencing a lot of is that I'm starting to feel really comfortable in the spiritual world. And I feel like almost like more at home in the spiritual world. And when you, like my voice shakes a little bit, but when you mention that, it starts to make me fear that I'm pulling away from the physical world too much. Like, and I think that maybe that's something that's happening internally that's making it hard to maybe, that's where I'm feeling it, is that for me, there's a pull of like, I don't want to get lost in the spiritual world and lose touch with the physical world.
Mm-hmm. What about the physical world don't you want to lose touch with?
hmm I think because some of the pain I'm currently experiencing is kind of a sense of loneliness. And I feel like the physical world, I feel like maybe I need to stay connected to, like people. And I think mostly it's people. But I think that's what's really being asked of me, is to kind of let go of these people. I don't think I can go where I'm going. I can't see myself going where I'm going attached to the people I have been attached to in the past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that is scary. And it's a real act of courage to even really say that out loud and recognize the truth in that for you.
Yeah. So from my side of it, like hearing your vision, I can see that vision when you say it, when you talk about it. But I think what I feel like I can feel my fear there is that I'm going to be alone if I do it.
What do you make being alone mean?
I definitely see it feels and looks like that dark place I sort of started to describe in the beginning. And it's not scary. It's just maybe sad. Maybe it feels sad.
Hmm. What's your difference between alone and lonely?
I definitely, when you say that, feel like strength behind the word alone, and lonely, I feel sadness behind it. Like if I were to describe it, that's how it feels to me is like alone feels more empowering and loneliness feels maybe more weak.
Mhm. When you think of that fear, which one is it more connected to?
Yeah, the weakness, the loneliness.
Hmm. I'm curious. So the way that it's dropping in, right, is let me get the feeling and the words for you, love. So what they're saying is they're curious about this loneliness, right? And they're saying that you're already lonely in your relationships, that they're not fulfilling you the way that you want them to, the way that you deserve them to. So there's this underlying sense of loneliness anyway, that then your fear is saying, well, you're going to be lonely, but you kind of already are in this place.
I feel like listening to that, I felt some strength come back to me in this moment. I felt like, yes, that's true. That resonates. And kind of all the emotion I started feeling is like subsiding. Like that feels really true.
So you're not really like, is weaponizing it against you, right? Because you're really at this place of doing something different and really stepping into something incredible. And when we're on those thresholds, these parts of us, they're going to use things to try to keep us on the safe side, on the known side. And yet, loneliness isn't something that can keep you prisoner. Like you feel that strength and alone. You're not afraid to be alone. You actually know you're not alone ultimately, right? Like that's a big part of the spiritual path when we wake up and we realize that we're not alone. And we start to feel the support and the love and of something bigger, of something greater than us. And it gives us the courage and the strength to keep following, to take the next step, to be able to listen to your soul. So whether you stay or whether you cling to the physical world, right, or lean more into the spiritual world, loneliness isn't really your thing anyway.
I can see now it's kind of a story I've been telling myself, which I was so attached to it. I couldn't see the story. I was pretty convinced it was true.
Those are the real juicy ones, right? And they're the ones that shift the quickest. Just like that. You're like, oh.
Hmm.
So from this place, right, recognizing that loneliness isn't part of the conversation, when you think about the direction you're going and what you want to do and how this is opening up in you and how you're expanding, where do you want to go from here?
I feel like it's still unclear, but it feels really big. And that part is confusing at times because if there's some sort of calling that feel like I can sense that it's a large calling, and it seems so strange that it would be so blurry for me to be able to see. And I do feel drawn to possibly working with people and getting involved in helping people process trauma through psychedelics. I'm so new to that idea. I've barely scratched the surface myself on any of those topics and journeys, but the second that it came into my world, it felt really right. And I really just have no clue what's being asked of me around that. I've listened to enough of your wisdom with others that if it comes up for you, that there's something in it that's true. So I'm sitting with that, but I definitely feel like it's very blurry what's being asked of me.
Mm-hmm. That can be common. And I have actually experienced that in my own life. I think it's all part of the journey. Like if you think back, like you think about where you are right now and think back to jobs you've done in the past and maybe think about like in relation to at the time of starting the job, when you left, how significant was that change from what you thought to when you left? You know, when you thought it would be to when you started to what you thought it would be when you left. Sorry if that was confusing.
So you're asking how, so when I started a job, like maybe all those hopes and dreams you have when you start a job versus when you leave a job?
Yeah. And just what you thought it would be like versus when you left, what it ended up being like.
Oh, yes. Usually they're very far apart, the two things for me.
Hmm. And this feels like that. And this is my experience too, that when we get called, right, and we start heeding and following the call, it's really unclear. Like there are those of us where it's like, boom, it dropped in and I'm doing this and everything is all laid out for me. That can happen further along the journey, right? When you start to build the architecture in yourself that allows the whole map to descend at once. When you're kind of in this place where you are, where you're pulling away from the physical and you're expanding into the non-physical, there's a part of the journey where you're really recalibrating to being able to absorb the map. And so you get given part of the map and then part of the map and then the next part of the map. So it's not overwhelming.
Mm.
And the more that you accept the piece of the map that you're given and you act on it, you take the next step, even though the future is super hazy and cloudy and you're like, I don't even understand how this piece fits. But you start building this place inside you where you start getting more pieces of the map.
That makes it sound so much more manageable and that feels doable. So I appreciate that visual of taking a piece of that. I can trust in that and do that. I think it has felt more overwhelming because I was waiting. I have been waiting for the epiphany, if I'm being honest. I want this like epiphany because I hear very clearly, I will hear something in my head oftentimes. And it's like I keep waiting for that, like for that voice to like tell me what it is. And it hasn't come yet.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if that now you have made that connection, that you don't realize that you were missing a lot of little whispers in the in between. And now you'll hear them because you're more open to taking a smaller step. You're more open to being lost and just being like, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? Like if I think about my journey, when I really started diving into this like spiritual part at a deeper level, I had no clue what I was going to end up doing. I had some ideas. I had the things that really spoke to me and that I showed up for and that I tried and the classes I took. But it really felt unknown as far as what was going to be, you know, how it was all going to come together. But I just kept showing up for the next thing that I was guided to, the next thing that my heart said, oh, try that. Oh, look at this, do that, do this workshop, sign up for this course, train with this person. And each thing was one step closer. And the thing is, too, I've just gone through a huge shift in my business. We're in this time of reinventing ourselves because of the way the world is. And so some of what you're tapping into and why it is hazy is because the world is hazy right now. We're kind of all in this place of where are we going? What is happening? How is the new world forming up? And it's still not here yet, like in a really crystallized way. So the in-between is not just you. This is where we're at in our evolution. So it's a really potent time to follow the little signs and just reinvent yourself a little here and a little there. And, oh, I'll try that. And, you know, if the plant medicine speaks to you, go, jump in, try it. You'll soon know if it's not the right place for you to be. And you'll also soon know if it is. So it's really being fluid in this time that is incredibly fluid.
I love that. I mean, I feel like if my heart could smile, it's smiling right now at that. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. How can I support you from here?
I feel like just keep being you. I felt very well supported, and I feel like who you're being in the world is very beautiful. And I feel like a part of me opened up a little bit more today. So in that way, I feel very supported already. So thank you.
Thank you for being willing to go there, right?
Mhm.
For having the courage and for letting those expansions happen. I mean, you just kind of went through a couple little portals on the call today because of your willingness to, right? And your awareness of yourself and your ability to self reflect and really be present with yourself. Like I can feel that in you.
Thank you. Yeah, I can feel it in me right now too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Does this feel like an okay place to land today?
Yes.